Ray Rice debacle, which, by the way, did you see him? Was it on CBS or when I don't think I should be let go. I don't think my job should be in danger. Well, I'm glad that you don't think your $40 million a job should be in danger, but there's a whole lot of other people that do. So stick your head in the sand about this. Stick your head in the... But then again, Floyd Mayweather says that he's being railroaded, by the way. Floyd Mayweather, who did time for domestic violence, thinks that Ray Rice is being railroaded here by the NFL. I mean, sometimes the headlines, they write themselves. You go to Pro Football Talk and you just roll down the headlines. And it's ridiculous things like Mayweather thinks Ray Rice is getting a bad deal. Michael Vick hopes Ray Rice gets a second chance. I mean, those are like those Mad Magazine headlines right there. You think that little guy there should be smiling when you read a headline like that. But anyways, it all gets back to my bigger point that look at this. Nobody's voted on anything yet. Last night, this thing was supposed to be a quote-unquote done deal. They didn't even bring it to a vote because they knew we can't even come close to getting this thing approved yet. So you tell me, like I said, my man Bruce sent me a message and said, done deal. Ed Werder said it was a done deal. Let me remind you guys of something. Last Friday, Ed Werder said it was a done deal. It would be announced on Saturday. And then on Saturday, everybody around the NFL, Ian Rappaport, all these different NFL Network and ESPN guys said it was a done deal on Saturday. It'll be announced before kickoff on Sunday. How many of you guys heard that story? And then during the pregame shows on Sunday, how many people? Tony Grossi did it here in Cleveland during his deal. I heard it on several of the national shows. Done deal. Just a few sticking points. They were hoping to have it announced before the first game, but they hope to have it done now in time for Monday Night Football. And then Tuesday, the vote was going to come up, and then people decided we're not even going to put it up for a vote tonight. So now here we are on Wednesday, and apparently it's a done deal yet again. And hey, look, end of the day, we haven't even gotten to the second part of the question, which is, does Josh Gordon even get included in this? Because I still believe I've got two people who I trust a lot as far as knowing common sense in the way the NFL is going to work with some of this stuff, that both think of all the players that get reinstated, Josh Gordon is the only one that's not a guarantee that he comes back. And that's truly, that's not me making a joke about only in Cleveland. He's the sticking point here because he's the only person whose actual failure occurred outside of the zone of time where they would go backwards with these penalties, because it has to start at the beginning of the league year, which is March 11th. So he technically failed last year and would be held under last year's rules, even with this being changed. So my gut tells me, even if this happens, I don't know if it helps Josh Gordon. And if Roger Goodell and the NFL Players Association and the NFL agreed to do that, I think they would not. I got to be honest. They may take the tact, even if this thing eventually passes, not to go retroactive with anybody, because you've already heard the stories about every NFL owner around the league getting ready to burn up the phone lines, wanting to know why this guy got reinstated but not this guy. And that doesn't even begin to talk about people who failed in the winter time before and fall into that Josh Gordon middle ground who say, well, what about me? What about me? What about me? So to me, even if you pass this thing eventually, which good luck with that, but even if you pass this thing, to me, the only way to do it is no retroactive changes. Everything starts from this day forward, because otherwise, how do you pick out who gets a second, or I don't even want to say a second chance. How do you decide who gets to go that never happened and who didn't? Because I can tell you, if I'm an owner and I'm watching guys do that, get off, and teams are getting guys back, and my guy's not coming back, you bet I got a problem. You damn bet I got a problem with it, and I'm going to make it known loud and clear. And there's a whole bunch of other owners that are going to have a problem with their guys not coming back and their agents. And hey, guess what? That's another reason why this thing is going to have a hell of a time even getting approved. So, guys, I want Josh Gordon to come back for the Browns. And for the Browns fans, because I think that'd be great to give you, hey, man, Josh Gordon changes the outlook on what the Browns can do this season. For Josh Gordon, I don't want him to come back, because I think he should learn that I could care less about the pot aspect of it. I keep reminding you guys, Josh Gordon is not out for smoking pot. He's out for breaking the rules 5 different times, and you you cannot take other people's cases and mix them up with Josh Gordon. So I constantly remind you about that. I do think that he needs to learn some kind of lesson, at least, about following the rules. I go back to my very simple, if you're not allowed to eat broccoli to play in the NFL, you don't eat broccoli, and you make millions of dollars, and you get to be a celebrity, and you get to live a lifestyle that is a whole lot of fun and a whole lot of adventure and a whole lot of experience and a whole lot of opportunity, all because you don't eat broccoli. If you choose to eat broccoli, then you're forfeiting your right to experience the NFL. And you say, well, it's just broccoli. That's true. But that's the rules. You know what I mean? Have you guys, what's that? Willy Wonka. You ever see where all I told you was not to eat that piece of candy, but you had to eat that piece of candy. Now I got to kick you out of the chocolate factory. And that's what happened. So I know I'm finding funny ways of making examples of it, but hopefully, because I get hit up with guys all night long last night, like, man, hey, what's the latest on Gordon? Is he coming back tonight? Will he be back this week? Is he going to be back tomorrow? And I'm like, hey, this thing's not even close. But yet, I don't know why it's the media's fault, because every time you turn around, like Bruce got a hold of me this morning, Ed Werder's on TV saying it's a done deal. So people think all day long, it's a done deal. This thing's coming down tomorrow. If you guys remember, this conversation started in the middle of training camp before Josh Gordon's suspension was even announced. Remember that? Before the suspension was announced, people were already saying, well, there's an outside chance that if it does get held up, that they're going to change the drug policy and Josh Gordon may still get out of trouble. How long ago was that, guys? Because I'm pretty sure we're talking about 6 or 7 weeks ago. They're still crafting it. They still haven't put it up for a vote. And I saw LG in the chat room. The fact that this has not come up for a vote last night tells you everything you need to know about how many players in the NFL are using something that they shouldn't be using. And I'm not talking about pot. You know, I'm talking about PEDs. I'm talking about HGH. And so many times, I think people, because HGH is a prettier sounding group of letters than steroids, I think that people separate the two and think that HGH is steroids on steroids. It is a high level performance enhancer. It is all the good and none of the bad that comes with using anabolic steroids. So it's not a lesser PED, it's a higher, more expensive PED. Just want to clear that up. But the fact that this thing hasn't come up for a vote tells you everything that you need to know about how anxious the NFL players are to be tested for human growth hormone. I'm going to go to the phones. Caller, kick off on the Sports Fix.
Hey, good morning, J-Rock.
Good morning, Bruce. There, my man. That's who I was just talking about, our conversation this morning.
Yeah, let's talk about Trevor Bauer.
Oh, you switching. You know what? That's cool because I'm coming back. You know what? Hey, I'll tell you what, Bruce. Let me put you back on hold then, because I was going to take a break right here, and I was going to come back and talk a little bit about the Indians anyway. So you want to sit tight with me?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
All right. I'm going to put Bruce back on hold. That's a good segue, guys. If you guys want to keep this, hey, let me know anything you guys think about what we were just talking about, and I'll pick this back up momentarily, just about 10 minutes from now. Dan Wismar is going to join us. We'll come back. We'll do a quickie setup. We'll talk a little bit about the Tribe last night. We'll take Bruce's phone call. Then we'll continue the conversation on the other side. On the other side of that with Dan Wismar, and we'll talk some Tribe, Browns. We'll talk Buckeyes as we preview Kent State coming up this weekend, you guys. So don't go anywhere. We're going to come right back. Hit us up. Phones are busy. Facebook.com/TheSportsFix. Tweet with us at TheSportsFixCLE. Email us, TheSportsFix@AOL.com. When we come back, we're going to shift the focus a bit. We'll talk about the Indians' tough start to the series last night. You go from 0 to 60. You go from being in total control, 4 batters kill you, and you fall short. I'm frustrated. We'll talk about it when we come back. Bruce is on the phones. We'll get his take. Dan Wismar, 10 minutes from now and more. Don't go anywhere. Sports Fix, just kicking off and rolling, baby.
The Sports Fix, the show that asks the question,
what you talking about, Lou? What you talking about, Lou? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Lou? What you talking about? What you talking about, Lou? What you talking about?
We'll be right back.
Guys, want to take just a second as we head into this break and remind you about the official business printing source of the Sports Fix, our friends at Signs and Ship. Signs and Ship, I'm telling you, Chris and Pam, they've taken care of me since day one, and they can do the same for you. Whether you're a small business that's already been established and you're looking to grow to that next level and expand your business, or perhaps you've got an idea that you just know is going to be a great business and you need to figure out how to brand it and how to promote it and put it out there, Signs and Ship is the place for you. If you need a logo, they can create one for you. They have a fantastic graphic designer. Business cards, signs, banners, yard signs, mobile advertising, anything you can think of that you need to promote your business, they've got it at Signs and Ship. The best thing about them, too, is each of their locations, whether it's the home base here in Elyria, Ohio that I work with, or their spots in Virginia, Florida, and Pennsylvania, it's all local sourced. Very important to me because we all understand that small business is the lifeblood of the community. So check them out, signsandship.com, or call Chris and Pam today, 440-323-6060, the home office in Elyria, Ohio. Signs and Ship, quality printing at affordable prices.
It's an addiction. The Sports Fix. We'll be right back.
In baseball, miracles can happen when a team works together.
2 out, bottom of the ninth.
Down to their last strike.
The same is true in the fight against cancer. That's why MLB has teamed up with Stand Up to Cancer. Because we believe that when we all stand up together,
41,000 on their feet.
we can make cancer history.
Now everybody's standing.
What a buzz in this building.
This is beyond a dream. Stand up with MLB at standuptocancer.org.
The Sports Fix is on iHeartRadio. Download the free iHeart app today. Subscribe to the show and get your fix.
You love Cleveland, and you already know how much we love Cleveland. You know who else loves Cleveland? GV Art and Design. Everyday fans, you and I wear our pride on our sleeves. Now, you can wear your pride on your chest. GV Art and Design has one of the hottest Cleveland sporting lines. Log on right now to gvartwork.com. Check out all of their fantastic designs.
And don't forget, use the sales code FIX10, FIX10, to save 10% on your total purchase.
Follow gvartwork.com on Facebook. And remember, GV Art and Design, it's not just a shirt, it's a statement.
You're listening to the Sports Fix.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix Live across the Sports Fix Radio Network. Jerry Myers back with you. J-Rock, call me whatever, Daddy. You know it. Just call me. Happy to be rolling with you here across the Sports Fix Network. Getting ready to go back to the phones. I put my man Bruce on hold just before we came back because since he wanted to shift gears, it makes perfect sense. Let's get you reset here. Don't forget, Dan Wismar, just about 8 minutes or so from now, I would guess, Dan Wismar going to jump back on this conversation. So this will actually work out. We'll kick it off here. We'll go to the phones. We'll talk Tribe. Then we'll segue it into Dan, and we will continue on that way. But a tough one last night. Trevor Bauer rolling, and then 4 batters hits him in the fourth. What is it with the 4? 4-4-4 does them in last night. Twins score 4 runs, 4 batters in the fourth, and they beat the Tribe 4-3. Indians had their chances late as they clawed back into it and had their opportunities, but it falls 1 run too short. And you know what? I mean, seriously, I know that they are a team of destiny, so I'm with it, guys. But you missed the opportunity the last 2 games in a row here to gain ground as you got Detroit now on the verge of a sweep there with KC, and you could have picked up a couple of games there. Just frustrating because with the exception of that 4-batter stretch doesn't happen. And I hate saying that stuff because that sounds like that loser talk where you're going, well, you know, we got a moral victory. I'm not trying to do that, you know. I mean, but without that, you're talking about, what are we talking about? A hell of a performance from Bauer, you know, because other than those 4 hits, what's he got? A walk and 1 hit other than that over the 8 innings. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was right there for the taking. Tribe had it early, tried to claw back late, but that 4-batter stretch, you guys. All right, going to the phone lines here. My man Bruce wanted to talk about Trevor Bauer, so pick it up right there, buddy.
Okay, not a problem. In the last 5 games, the Indians have only scored 3 runs or less.